Hi and welcome to SPR Videos. I'm your host Nadia Holtz, and today we'll be covering Thursday Night Parlay. With us today is professional handicapper Jordan Sharp. Jordan, thanks so much for joining us. How are you today?
Good, Nadia. How are you?
Good, thank you so much. Okay, so all of these props are from Bovada, and for the first one, Jordan, you have Le'Veon Bell over 69.5 rushing yards. He went over 100 last week against the Browns. Is that your logic here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the Browns are even a better rushing defense right now than what the Baltimore Ravens are going to put forward, even though they are going to be at home. I think the Steelers have pretty good value here despite going on the road, and they're going to want to control this game as much as possible. And the fact that they have a much better running game than Baltimore Ravens do, they're going to try to, I think, rely heavily on Le'Veon Bell, not only in this game but for the rest of the season as well. He got over 20 touches last week. That translated, like I said, to over 100 yards rushing. He would only have to average 3.5 yards per carry tonight if he got 20 touches on the ground in order to cash the over here for us tonight at 69.5 yards. With the problems the Ravens have been having, I think the Steelers are going to control the time of possession of this game, and I think that means Le'Veon Bell is going to have another big day.
Now your next prop is Ben Roethlisberger, who is at -125 to have more touchdown passes than Joe Flacco tonight. Why do you think Roethlisberger so much on the? Why do you like Roethlisberger so much on the road in a rivalry game?
You know, it's another thing. I think that the Steelers here are just going to be able to control the time of possession, and Ben Roethlisberger, I think, is a much better quarterback than Joe Flacco when it boils right down to it. I also, Joe Flacco, dating back to last season now, after only throwing for one touchdown last week, his last 4 games, he has only thrown for 2 touchdowns, whereas Ben Roethlisberger, that offense, I think, is much more pass-oriented than the Ravens, even though the Ravens are probably going to have to become that now with the lack of a running game. But I think with their questionable offense and what we don't know what yet we're going to look like here in a short week. I think like I said in our parlay video, this could be a little bit of a higher scoring game, and I think if that is the case, I think that means Ben Roethlisberger is going to be throwing for at least 2 or 3 touchdowns in this game. I think it's safe to say that he'll have more than Joe Flacco there at -125.
I hear you're really excited about your last prop, which is a team prop for total field goals. Tell me more.
All right, so last season between these two teams, now I think their defenses were a little bit better than they are this year. However, I think that may play into our hands a little bit more even this week on a short week here. But last season, these two teams obviously played one another twice, and between the two games, they made 12 field goals against one another. One game, Justin Tucker hit 5, and he was accountable for 8 of the 12 field goals that were made in the 2 games these two teams played against one another last season. Now they're at only 3.5 field goals is the over-under from Bovada right now, and even though it's a little bit of a chalk on the over at -130, I think the value is still absolutely there tonight for over 3.5 field goals between these two teams. I think the defense will be poor, but I think the red zone defense will probably be better, and that will lead, especially for the Ravens offense, I think that it's going to have some trouble scoring in the red zone against the Steelers. Probably lead Justin Tucker to having another big day, along with the Steelers kicker, to account for 4 or more field goals tonight. I think it's probably one of the best, if not the best, props from Bovada tonight.
All right, sounds great. Thank you so much for your insight, Jordan. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Nadia.
For SPR Picks, this is Nadia Holtz.
The SPR network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SPR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.